Hello friends, and welcome to another episode of Sheriff's Garage. Today we have another electric vehicle in the channel to review, and it's going to be a fun one. A Mustang Mach E, California Route 1 edition. And this car has some extra gadgets and features that other normal Mustang Mach E's don't have, and we'll go over the technical aspects of every feature of this vehicle. In the era of automotive history that car manufacturers have to compete with each other, Tesla came out with Model Y, and Ford company had to come up with an answer for that platform with electrifying one of their Mustangs, and that platform essentially became the vehicle that we're looking at today. This vehicle, price-wise, just because of some of the options that it has, starts somewhere around $52,000, and out the door approximately $60,000, again just because of the options. The normal Mustang Mach E starts around $42,000 if you can find one at this moment. With all the issues that we have with supply chain, it's hard to place an order at the moment and get anything pretty much ready to go. This particular vehicle, as I mentioned, it's a California Route 1 edition. It has some extended range battery, approximately 360 miles per electric charge. One of the good things about this vehicle is that Ford kept the style of the Mustang and the design language that Mustang lovers have always wanted from their Mustangs, and they tuned it up or souped it up to a version that we're looking at today. So when we come to the exterior design of this vehicle, Ford has spent over 4 years perfecting the lines and curb appear of this vehicle. Let's just start with the headlights. We have the xenon headlights, and you come around, and obviously there is no front opening for the air cooling in this section. The Mustang badging has changed into a different shape of a Mustang, and in some models it illuminates actually at night when you turn on your lights. Down here we do have the active shutters, and these active shutters are located in front of the radiator that essentially cools down the batteries that power or supply the power to the motors. At the time of need, they open up and close, which is a very futuristic feature and nice thing to have. All around the vehicle is filled up with sensors and pretty simple design language. Obviously, when you go to electric vehicles, you're not having a lot of different parts that are inside the internal combustion engine, and therefore you have less parts to deal with, and that makes it slightly easier to work with the design. Slightly easier. But anyways, this black section sometimes reminds me of a mustache when I look at it. This vehicle is wrapped in Michelin Primacy tires, 20-inch wheels, and very good setup for comfort on the road. When companies design electric vehicles and try to stay in the realm of simplicity or following the aerodynamic rules, they want to have a very slick side of the panels without any handles, and that's why they came up with a no handle situation for this vehicle. If you press this button right here on the B pillar, the door will open. Then you have this very nice shape of handle to pull the door and open up. And one cool feature that Ford designed this door, or all the doors rather, when you open the door at this time, there is no way that you can close the door. There is a jack stand that comes out, and it doesn't allow the door to be closed by mistake or anything like that, to hopefully not get your hands or fingers stuck between the door. You have to pull the door slightly further out to release the jack stand and then close it shut. Going back to design language, when Ford designed their car in 1981, when Ford Taurus was produced, they had these numbers assigned on the panel of the door, and these sort of numbers stayed with Ford because the customers really like it, and it also serves a couple of different purposes. If you're jogging, if you're at the beach with your bikini or swimwear and you don't have your key fob with you, obviously you can still get back into your vehicle by pressing the codes to access the door and enter into the vehicle. And besides the key fob, the phone is going to be the ultimate key fob for the vehicle, and has all the apps on it. You can, if you live in a cold climate, you can preheat the vehicle. If you live in, for example, Arizona, good morning. Hold on. It's hot, guys. If you live in Arizona, you can pre-cool the interior of the vehicle. And also in the rear, as you see, there is no door handle. It's very slick. They also came up with the design that if we push the push button, same thing as it's located here, but this one is in the C pillar, but there is no handle to grab and open the door. But majority of people, according to Ford, when they were designing this vehicle, they had no idea that there is no handle here. And what they did, immediately after releasing the latch, they grabbed this part of the door and tried to open it. Same thing with the rear door. Again, it will not close at this time. There is no matter how much pressure you put on, it will not close until or unless you pull it all the way out or halfway out and then close it. So these are some of the side features. Now we're going to go to the rear portion of the vehicle. And before we go, one of the reasons that this handle right here is not an issue for the aerodynamics of the vehicle is because the wind hits this part of the mirror and it breaks off. Therefore, this little tiny piece is not going to cause any aerodynamic sound or issues for the vehicle, because it's so quiet you don't want to hear anything else, and this part really functions well. And one feature that we also have here is the gas cap, or the charging station. Essentially, you press it, it opens up very simple and nicely, and you plug in the charger. Hopefully it's a fast charger and you get on your way quickly after recharging the vehicle. All right. Hello. It's supposed to be closing. Hold on. So let's go ahead and take a look at the front of this vehicle. I'm going to open up the latch inside, the hood release, just like BMWs again. So just like BMWs, Ford has assigned the release of the hood or the front twice. So you pull it twice and it automatically releases. So going to the front of the vehicle, we have about 4.7 cubic feet of space here. It acts as a cooler. It's a very sealed container. You can fill it up with ice and beverage of your choice, as you know what I mean. But sometimes you can use this area for front gating instead of tailgating, because this is the area that you want to put your beverages in the why my videographer is laughing like this, sorry. But yeah, for front gating, this is a very good vehicle to have fun. There are spaces or slots for holding the beverage, and you can again fill it up, and there are drain holes that you can easily drain the residual amount. Washer fluid reservoir, and under this panel are your brake fluid reservoirs, which you will probably never access to change, because you obviously don't need to change any fluid for the brakes, or there are no other fluids. So let's go to the trunk of the vehicle and take a look. And by the way, that's very nice embroidery of the Mustang logo here. Good job, Mustang or Ford. Thank you. All right, coming to the rear of the vehicle, we're still having the tri-bar tail lights, which are very iconic for the Mustang, and everybody loves this design. And they are sequential as you use your signals. In the rear section, we do have this camera for the rear view camera, with the trajectories in the front panels that you can easily look at. In order to open the trunk, you access it under here by the license plate, and obviously it will go up assisted. And the rear space is actually not bad compared to many other mini SUVs in the same segment of the SUVs in the market at the moment. We do have this floor mat, and it also serves as two different heights. You can either put it up high if you have something that you need to slide easily out of the vehicle, or if you need something a little bit with more depth, you can pull this out and go under the grooves. And now, essentially, you have a couple more inches of space for larger items. This cargo cover is very soft, as you see. So it's a good thing in case if you have boxes or items that are sitting here, it will contour with the shape of the items you have, and it's not going to break it or cause any issue for this cargo cover. And if you fold down the seats, you have plenty of room. You can even put skis in here, and pretty nice space to be. The seats fold down 60-40 per usual vehicles. Very simple, very elegant. nicely designed by Ford. Again, just because the batteries are in the base of the vehicle, on the floor of the vehicle, there's not much of other mechanical components that need to be up high. Therefore, there are a lot of room in the base of the vehicle or interior of the vehicle, as we're gonna go next. Here in the interior of 2021 Mustang Mach E, we do have this 15.5-inch vertical display that has a very nice thick glass on it, but it's very functional, very intuitive. If you go to different, drive modes, for example, we have the Whisper, which is pretty much like an eco. You get the maximum range of the battery with this mode. If you go to engage, you propose to the vehicle, and after she says yes, hopefully you get married. No, the engage is pretty much the normal mode of the vehicle, and there's also unbridled, which is you release all the horses of the motors, and you can keep up with the regular Mustang GT, hopefully. The normal Mustang Mach E is actually pretty good with acceleration and the way it handles itself. In the front of the steering wheel, we also have a 10.2 inches of screen, which shows the range of the vehicle, how much percentage we have left. We also have the mileage, the speed limits, and some other indications that are important for the dashboard cluster of the vehicle. Here in the center panel of the console, we do have this rotary transmission lever that has, park, reverse, neutral, and drive, park assist, your hazard lights, and obviously the park button. Here in the center console, we have the wireless charging panel or pad, and then we have the USB and USB-C, and pretty roomy actually. I like the materials they have used, similar to many other luxury vehicles of today's market. They have used the piano black material, which shows all the fingerprints and dust very easily, but in a sense of design, it's a very good looking design. And one very cool, neat feature that this car has is this homogeneously straight line of the speakers and sound bar that is essentially located all the way, and the sound is actually pretty good. The start and stop button for the vehicle power is located right here, and this infotainment system here is powered by Sync 4A from Ford, and this rotary knob actually works really nice for the volume and moving some other options on the vehicle, especially in the display panel. And in the center, if you press it, you turn off or turn on the radio, or you turn on the radio or turn it off. Very simple. The valet mode is a very nice mode. It locks our trunk, the dashboard glove compartment, and valet cannot access it anymore. We're going to take a look at the rear view camera, which you put it on the reverse, and as you see, the trajectory lines are there, and they move with the motion of the steering wheel. They seem to be pretty functional. Ford has put a lot of effort to perfect the softwares used in this vehicle. and they have done a lot of testings, and again in different climates, hot, cold, northern part of the United States in the winter, and even in Arizona in extreme heat, and the vehicle seems to be very functional and without any issue. This little tiny panel, let me put the vehicle in park. This little panel is powered by infrared, and essentially it's called Blue Cruise. And the Blue Cruise sees you as the driver and makes sure that you're aware, you are not asleep, helps you to navigate and cruise more easily in an autonomous mode. You don't even have to hold on to the steering wheel. It's not available for all models and some areas of the country, but this feature is possible to have, and they already put the devices in for the usage of that option. So once you get it purchased or updated through the phone via the app, everything will be functional as far as the autonomous driving mode is concerned. One thing that I forgot to mention is the infotainment system of this vehicle is Apple and Android compatible, and they are very functional as well. All right, let's take the vehicle for a drive and see how it drives. All right, let's take the vehicle for a drive. The power band is very smooth. Obviously, this is a single gear. There's no transmission in this vehicle, and it's on a single pedal region parts right now. So floor. Very nice, very nice. One thing that I was looking when I was pressing the accelerator was to, like the regular Mustang, I was hoping to hear a change of gear automatically in my mind, but obviously there is no such a thing as transmission or gears to be changed. Therefore, it was a continuous acceleration and noise just coming off of the motors of the vehicle. There's a larger motor in the rear of the vehicle. There's a smaller motor in the front of the vehicle, and for the GT model, they have exact same rear motor that they have in the front of the vehicle. Therefore, it's a very much more powerful vehicle with much more torque actually. And right now the steering feels solid. I love that feeling. The car is planted, and I really like that feeling about the way it's driving. The Michelin Primacy tires are soft tires, therefore the car is putting all of its power down on the tarmac, but at the same time there is a slight road noise that I can hear. Nothing obnoxious or disturbing, but it's definitely there. You can definitely feel it, and that's one of the issues with electrical vehicles. They're so quiet that you hear other things, and that's something to consider if you really like the quiet driving mode. Essentially, there are still some noises that you hear from outside of the vehicle. Some wind noise and some road noise still come to the interior of the vehicle. Regardless of the noises, I find this vehicle extremely planted, very fun to drive, and compared to the Tesla Model Y, which one would I buy if I wanted to buy? I would probably buy this car compared to the Tesla Model Y, even though Tesla has a little bit more features and a little bit more options in the infotainment system, such as YouTube, Netflix, this and that, and probably it's not something that is too important to have as a vehicle that you're driving. I would use those kind of things, you know, at home and in a spare time. But anyways, this was a fun, memorable, and joyful review. I hope you all enjoyed it. I certainly did, and my entire team enjoyed it. And we are going to end the video right here. Thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you for all your comments, likes. If you have any questions about the vehicle, or if there are any vehicles that you would like me to review for you, please write them down in the comment section. Let me know, and please give me some feedback of how I'm doing with my YouTube channel and the progress that I'm making. And again, thank you so much. Have a wonderful day. Until next time.